In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to add a countdown timer to a sales page so that you can use it in one of two ways. You can either redirect that page from an early bird pricing version of the page to a regular pricing, or a fast action bonus version of the page to a no bonus version. Or the other way that you can do it is you can add a timer to the sales page to count down to the end of the launch, to the end of the cart open period. So that way, when people, when the timer runs out, people will get redirected to a waiting list page. So either way, using countdown timers tends to be effective and help with conversion rates because it adds a sense of urgency to your launch. People, when they understand that they have a limited amount of time either to enroll in a program or to get access to a discount or a bonus, they're a lot more likely to make a decision and hopefully join your program than if they had an indefinite amount of time to think it over. So before we begin, I just want to make note that the process that I'm about to show you only applies to a live launch. If you want to have a countdown timer for something that you're selling on Evergreen, you do have to use a different software such as Deadline Funnel, because in that case, the countdown would be different for each person depending on when they enter your funnel. Whereas when you put a timer in Kajabi, it's the same. Everybody sees the same timer on the sales page. So this would be for a live launch scenario. So the first thing I did is in my offers section of Kajabi, I created two different offers. One, a regular price offer at $299 and an early bird price at $199. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the marketing section and click on events. And I'm going to add a new event. And this event, it's not really an event. It's just telling Kajabi the day and the time when I want something to happen. So that could be the day and the time that the early bird pricing ends. It could be the day and the time when the fast action bonus goes away, or it could be the day and the time when enrollment ends and the cart closes for your program. So in this case, I'm just going to use the example of early bird pricing. So the event will be switching from early bird pricing to regular pricing. So then you put in when this event occurs. So in order to go through this process, you do need to know, need to have all your launch dates planned out. In this case, I'm going to have this event occur a few minutes from now, just for the sake of demonstrating, but you would actually put in obviously the date that your cart closes or your early bird pricing or fast action bonus ends. So let's make it, I'm just going to make it like 5 minutes from now. Okay, so then after you set up, so you have your offers, you set up your event when you want something to happen, when you want some change to happen. And then I'm going to go over to pages. In this case, my example is switching from early bird pricing to regular pricing. So what I did is I made two copies of a sales page. They're identical except for the pricing section. So I have a sales page for early bird and I have a sales page for the regular price. So I'm going to go into the early bird one. And I'm going to scroll down to the pricing section. So on the pricing section, you're going to be able to see that it shows the early bird pricing of $199, and the Join Now button will link to the checkout page for the early bird pricing. On my other sales page, all the other details are the same, but it shows the regular pricing of $299, and then that button links to the corresponding checkout page for the regular pricing. So what I'm going to do right below, I could do it really below or above this pricing section. I'm going to add another section to the page by clicking Add Section on the left. And then I am going to choose Event Countdown. And then I'm going to click on Event and select my event from the drop-down menu. So the event is switching to regular pricing. And then I'm going to also click on Countdown, select the event there. And by the way, this whole section can be formatted using all of the editing options that you have here on the left menu in Kajabi. Of course, you want it to blend in nicely with the rest of the page in terms of the style and the formatting and all of that, the branding. So just make sure you do that so it's not this like stark black and white section. But the most important thing here is you want to check off the box that says enable countdown action. So that way, not only do you have this countdown timer counting down to 0, but you also are telling Kajabi to do something when the timer reaches 0. So you indicate to Kajabi what you want it to do in this after event section. So after the event, I'm going to choose go to a landing page, and then I'm going to choose my regular price landing page. So on my early bird page, I have a timer. It's counting down to the date and the time when I want the early bird pricing to go away. So I'm basically setting up an automation so that way when the timer reaches 0, anyone who clicks on the link or goes to this page will automatically see the regular price sales page instead. So I'm just going to open this up in another browser window and show you, like demonstrate what happens when it gets to 0. Okay, so here we are in the early bird sales page. The timer is about to hit 0. So I'm going to show you how it automatically redirects. There we go. When the timer hit 0, I didn't have to do anything manually. Kajabi just redirected me to the regular price sales page automatically. So if you want to have the end of your early bird pricing or the end of your fast action bonus be at midnight or something like that, you don't have to be waiting by your computer trying to instantly like switch over the pages by hand. You can just set up the timer and the redirect for Kajabi to do it for you. So I just showed you how to switch from early bird pricing to regular pricing. If you want to have a timer instead on your regular price sales page that counts down to the end of the cart open period, what you can do is go through that exact same process, only the event date and time would be when the cart closes. And then you would go to your regular price sales page, you would put in the event countdown, and then you would tell Kajabi in the after event section, you would tell Kajabi to redirect people to a waiting list page. So you would create a landing page in Kajabi. I just created this very rough one to give you an example. It would say something along the lines of, unfortunately, the doors to whatever your program name is are now closed, but I'd love to see you in the next round. You can fill out your name and email below to be notified when registration opens again. And then you would set up a form plus a tag that's specifically for your waiting list. And you would put the form on this landing page. So that way, when the timer runs down, people who try to go to the sales page will be redirected here to the waiting list page. And then there's one final way of setting up a sense of like a time limit on your offers, and that is actually within the offer itself. So just going to show you that really quickly. I'm going to go into my regular priced offer, and I'm going to click on pricing underneath the name of the offer, and then I'm going to scroll to the bottom. And you can see that there's a section that says limit offer, set a limit for this offer's availability. And you can limit it in terms of either quantity or time. So for quantity, that would be like if you are, for example, running a coaching program or a program that involves some level of support and you have a limited number of spots, you can use the quantity limit. Or if you want to give like some kind of like something special to the first X number of buyers, you can use a quantity limit for that, or you can set a time limit here. If I check off that box, Kajabi asks me for an expiration date for this offer. So this is like the date and the time after which the offer is no longer available. So if someone goes to check out, instead of their transaction going through, they would be redirected. So Kajabi says when the date is reached, where should it go? Where should people be directed? And you would choose landing page, and then there's another drop-down menu, and you would choose your waiting list from your landing page from the landing page drop-down menu. And so you can do things that way. You can still put the countdown timer on your sales page, but then instead of redirecting through the countdown timer, you can just set this time limit in your offer, so that way when people try to check out, they are no longer able to, and they're redirected to the waiting list page instead. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please post them below and I'll get back to you.